the 10th annual Healthy Homes Bus Tour. No one wants to hurt a child. For 10 years, Greensboro Housing Coalition's Healthy Homes Bus Tours have opened eyes to both the sad problems of substandard housing and the hopeful partnerships for creative solutions. These bus tours are highlighting the impact of housing on health and the programs that make homes and neighborhoods safer, inspiring action locally and gaining national attention.
I'm always very impressed with the bus tour. I think it is a marvelous way to have people begin to understand the challenges that some of our citizens and communities face when they normally wouldn't come across them at all.
Welcome everybody to the 2013 Healthy Homes Bus Tour, and we got an awesome crowd here. This is great.
The Housing Coalition helps our community deal with really complex housing problems. Some of those are on an individual basis. How do I find a place to live? What do I do when my housing's not in good condition? How do I keep from losing my home? We can't do it all alone, so we build a lot of community partnerships. That's what the bus tour is all about.
First couple of stops, we're going to look at things that could use improvement in Greensboro. And the last two stops will be places that things are going right and things that we're proud of.
Mold and roaches send kids to the emergency room with asthma. But Greensboro Housing Coalition and medical providers are partnering to keep asthma under control at home, a dry, pest-free home.
With the Healthy Homes program, if we get a referral from a doctor, we'll go out and do a home assessment if a child has a repeat visits to the emergency room. So the health department is helping out with children with asthma.
The Mendez family lived at this Glenwood home owned by Palmetto Equity Group. They suffered major health issues due to mold and sewage problems in this house.
And then the mold issue started. My daughter could not breathe. I started feeling exhausted. We had to throw away most of our belongings, our clothing, and my youngest ended up in the hospital because our bathtub was backing up with raw sewage for 3 days straight.
What we found in there were conditions that were very, very unsafe to be in. As Jana mentioned, without moisture leaks, you won't have mold, first of all. So there were a lot of places in the house where there was water getting in, there were plumbing leaks, there was water underneath the house. So the landlord had refused, as you've heard, refused to take any steps or measures to prevent the water from getting in, and the leaks were they were abominable. I mean, the fact that the sewage backed up into the tub while the mom was giving her baby a bath, was just beyond comprehension for most people. And all of the symptoms that the family was experiencing, especially the children, were consistent with what these pathogenic molds do. There's usually a stepwise progression that people start with, like allergic response, and it moves into like skin rashes and headaches, and then eye infections, sinus infections, lung infections, and on and on. And it's a downward spiral if it's not treated properly. So, the best thing for this family was to get out of the house.
They have been relocated thanks to the Greensboro Housing Coalition, but are still suffering the health effects caused by this house.
The flyer that Beth passed out, if you look at the asthma chart on the map, and where you see the highest concentration, that is also the highest concentration of minimum housing code violations based on the data we've been looking at and tracking over the last 3 years.
Thank you for all coming here.
Little ones are shocked by electrical wires and at risk of falling through floors, but Greensboro Housing Coalition and code compliance inspectors and social workers are partnering to get these dangers fixed to keep residents safe.
So we're off to the next stop, going over to Floyd Street. It's a two-building apartment community owned by Arco Realty, and there was some kind of lightning strike that hit the power line leading to the building, and people were getting shocked. When they opened their doors, the fire department had already condemned one of the buildings, but the other building was still open. And according to what the residents reported to us, they had called the landlord and said, "Hey, my wall's smoking. What do I do?" And she said, "I'm sending somebody out. Don't call the fire department." And Jana asked me, what should I do? And I said, "Go out there. If the wall's smoking, call the fire department." She did, and it was.
A property owner has, at this point, a 90-day window to bring the property into compliance, or it goes before the Minimum Housing Commission. If they haven't repaired it within that 90 days, we ask the Housing Commission to uphold the order to repair or demolish that the inspector has issued. When that order is upheld, the property owner has 90 days to repair the property or demolish it, or the city demolishes it.
What our new department is most proud of is the holistic approach we are now taking to making sure that residents of the city of Greensboro live in safe and healthy housing.
Housing can cause physical harm to a child, it can cause cognitive delays for a child, and it even can cause problems with the child's social and emotional well-being.
Pneumonia, bronchitis, flu, and heart conditions are associated with cold indoor temperatures.
There's a lot more deaths during the wintertime than there are in the summertime. And those deaths are attributed to people living in substandard housing with inadequate heat, inadequate insulation.
75% of the people we work with are elderly or disabled individuals, and then the other 25% many times are single parent families, of which Elaine Cook, which is at the next house, you'll get a chance to meet her. She's a single mom. You think of your house as a balloon, all right? And you have holes in your house, whether it be chases or things that weren't sealed initially where air's coming in and out. That's why your house gets cold in the winter and hot in the summer. So we air sealed that, we put insulation in, we put in a new heating system.
My name is Greg Liggs, and I'm one of the program specialists for Better Buildings for Greensboro. We do air sealing, duct sealing, and insulation, and we've been able to assist in more than 1,000 upgrades.
Even small amounts of lead dust from old peeling paint can affect children's ability to learn.
It only takes a little bit of lead. I mean, a little bit. The child could put her fingers in the window where there's dust. You don't see it. You hand the kid a cookie. She eat it, and lead is in the body.
Nationwide, about 60% of all houses were built before the laws about lead paint, which was in 1978.
The city's lead grants help landlords and homeowners make homes lead safe.
The city of Greensboro has been able to remediate lead hazards from 728 homes in our city. That means we have protected a large number of children from the potential damages of lead poisoning.
Kids can't thrive in substandard housing. Landlords can renovate distressed apartments, as in the Cottage Grove initiative, starting the transformation to a vibrant, school-centered neighborhood. This English Street apartment complex had peeling lead paint. New owner Kenny Roundtree is rehabbing these dangerous homes to create healthy homes.
We put together a little investment group to purchase these 3 buildings with the focus on really trying to give this community a safe and affordable place to live.
I'm the new principal at Hampton Elementary, and we partner with Cotton Grove Initiative to kind of build the community and bringing them into the school to get the community to feel involved in the school. So that's one of the things that we're focusing on through the initiative.
With these policies and partnerships, we can make housing safe for all children and their families, the foundation of a strong economy. Healthy housing equals a healthy Greensboro.
Greensboro Housing Coalition is the community's advocate for fair, safe, and affordable housing. So we've been working for almost 25 years now to make Greensboro a great place to live for all of the people who live here. Working together, we can make a much bigger impact than we can by ourselves.
Support the Greensboro Housing Coalition.